we good. Welcome back. Hello.
Hello.
We're back. And welcome to the Rival and Queen podcast. 1.5 years later. It is basically May.
A reconnection episode.
And yeah, it's been a little bit. Sarah and I kind of... Okay, well, we had coffee a few weeks ago.
Which is so nice because I feel like... This is crazy. I hate this. This is not good. But we live 25 minutes apart right now, which isn't a long time. No. But we don't get to see each other.
I go downtown at least twice a week.
Well, I don't know that.
I know. But it's usually like in and out. Or
No. You're going to do something.
Yeah.
And
I'm not like walking around.
You're not lollygagging.
No, that'd be nice.
But it is nice when we get coffee when you come down, because we love spending time together. Obviously, You're my favorite person to spend time with.
I think we should do it more regularly.
No, I think so.
Yeah.
So we had coffee 2 weeks ago, and
For
then
at least 2 hours.
And then literally I was like, we need to have coffee more often because it's so good for our soul.
It's so good for our soul. There's so much to talk about. So much has changed in both of our lives.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And we started this podcast. Sarah and I worked together just as a little refresher. And we both wanted, I'm going to speak on behalf of both of us.
Okay.
Please put your stamp of approval. But we wanted something just like fun and something to do and just like let ourselves create something. And it didn't have to mean anything. It just was what it was.
It was basically getting to flex our creative expression and try things and like play around.
And meet so many people.
And be ourselves. And it was, oh my God. It was the most incredible networking tool.
Mm-hmm. And it still is. Like we still
yes.
do stuff. We're just, I guess like, I don't know if we're like going to rebrand or redo whatever, but we're just like letting it be just like when it started. We just let it kind of happen and organically did it.
And it's a fun way to spend time together. Like I think when we went for coffee the other
week. It feels
week,
funny.
It feels so funny. But when we went for coffee the other week, like what I think about is we have one of the things that I think is really unique in our friendship that I value.
Just one?
Yeah, everything else is very normal and unimportant. No. But the thing that I think is very unique in our friendship that I really only have with you and a few of my like, maybe like one other friend in Newfoundland, but it's like we like to create things and so when I think almost our time together is like really productive.
Yeah. It's so
like,
true.
And like a way that whether we're working on something, we're like talking about the things we want to work on and like, okay, well, how would we do this?
And
or
actually put it into action.
And like, yeah, and we're really good at problem solving together and like coming up with ideas. And if I'm stuck on something, I always find I get a lot of clarity when I talk to you just because like you have different ideas, which I really appreciate. And it just like normalizes going for things. Something I've been enjoying seeing lately is like, I've seen this meme over the last few months about like how uncool it is to like try to create your dreams because
is this like a Gen Alpha thing?
It's not that it's uncool. It's that like doing it, the process feels so uncool.
It is uncool
because you're like
it's so
like,
hard.
It feels like cringy and you're like embarrassed and like you have to put yourself out there in all these ways that feel really vulnerable and it's just like. And there's so much value in trying things, but the actual process of doing it feels like it just feels uncool when
it's
you're
not
in
attractive
it.
sometimes either.
No, but it's so important and there's so much value in it. And it is actually very cool to try to create something. But I feel like that's something that we share that it's nice to have like the cheerleader with you when you're going through the process of like, oh my God, I feel crazy. And someone being like, just keep feeling crazy. It looks great from the outside.
Yeah, newsflash, we're all a little crazy. No, I totally agree. And I feel like I've started my own podcast, which like I'm loving and it's different. It's made me grow and be able to talk about different topics and stuff like that. But I miss like the riffing. Like it's different. You know what I mean? Yes. And this is not work for us in some way. It's like fun and we get to connect. And before when we lived so close, we were like in a triangle. It was me, Sarah, our studio. We could leave basically at the same time. I mean, I was probably always there before Sarah.
100%. I'd like it to be noted for the record that twice I came out here in the last 6 months and was early or on time.
Twice. Yeah, I think you did before we went to dinner, and I was not prepared.
You were like disturbed. You were like, what is happening?
But it was a really nice time because we were in the studio a lot. We were working on this a lot. We released episodes weekly.
Yeah.
And it is a lot of work, but it didn't feel like as much work. But it's nice to kind of take time and let our journeys and mind everything settle. And it's nice that we've come back to this.
Yes.
And we'll see
100%.
what happens.
Yeah, it was just naturally part of our day-to-day life. You know, like we were literally in proximity.
Like Wednesday panic because tomorrow's Thursday. We need to... No, the proximity helped. And also, weirdly enough, like, I hate using the word COVID, but like that period was nice because we were still able to work on this and connect with people online and do some fun things. So that was cool.
Oh, the podcast was like a haven. Like a...
It was a haven.
Godsend in that time, for sure.
All of our silly events.
Yeah.
But here we are.
And life has evolved. And you have a 2.5-year-old.
Yeah, 2 and a little bit, which is crazy.
Who's his own human.
Yeah, he's very... I think at this age, they all become independent and testy because they need to be like guided. They're trying, they're learning. But he's very much, I would say like me, I said to Jeff, like when he is 16 or older, 10, 20, whatever, I will look back at him as this person and say like, you've always been like that. You can just tell sometimes that there's things ingrained in someone's like personality.
Their nature.
Yeah. He's very sure of himself and
he's a
bossy.
We did his human design, didn't he? He's a manifestor,
forget.
isn't he? I think it was like the first thing I did the moment he was born.
Oh my God.
And I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Which is a lot like me. Like Jeff is very easygoing and laid back. And I'm like, my mom even says he has a little temper and she's like, this is exactly what you were like when you were little.
Now you're going to be put through the ringer. Mm-hmm. I think he's a manifestor, which is, why is he not coming up? There he is. Yeah, he is. And it's sort of like they know what they're here to do. It's almost like they parent themselves. Like you're there to keep him alive, but he knows what he needs.
Yeah.
And
he definitely thinks he does.
Signature thing for the manifestor. It's like, they know how they want to live their life. They know who they are.
It's good.
And so it's funny that you're seeing that already at 2.5.
Yeah. He's very into wearing jerseys right now. So if you find yourself at Value Village or Frenchie's and you peruse the children's jersey section.
What kind of jerseys? Does it matter?
So it started where we've got 2 Pittsburgh Penguins jerseys. One is like a teeny tiny one that probably fit him when he was like 6 months to a year old.
And he wants it?
He wears it. And the sleeves go up to almost his elbows. It's so tight. And it's also autographed, like a custom to cash message on the number, which is basically gone now because he
wears it.
And then we have one that's like a bigger one, which doesn't fit him. He hasn't got his hands on that one yet. But at daycare, they have a dress-up bin. And the other day, he had a Knicks, like I don't even remember the guy. It's like vintage jersey on. Yeah. And the gal like tied it up for him because it was to his ankles. Like a dress. And then he saw it at home in the laundry bin and he wanted to wear it. And then today he wore a soccer jersey from last year.
Okay, I'm going to get him a jersey.
So I'm like, maybe it's his thing.
I'm going to get him a Halifax Tides jersey. It's the new women's
that's
soccer
a good idea. A little toddler wear. I know. And I thought about it. I'm like, I got to get him like a Mooseheads one. My brother works for a hockey team. Get his. Anyways. So yeah. And you're just still a woman about not really a woman about town.
Woman about town? What does that mean? That sounds like I'm like out and about, like up to
like sexual.
Yes. It sounds like I'm like a prostitute or something. A woman about town.
I mean,
Jesus.
Okay. Rewind. A woman, a traveling gypsy.
I'm a little more grounded now.
Yeah.
Given that I have a boyfriend.
Yeah, Sarah's locked down.
Yeah, here's the crazy thing though. Sometimes I think about this.
So Colin, she is not a woman about town.
Yeah, please. If Colin is no way he's listening to this.
He doesn't even know that this exists.
I told him we were doing this and he was like, the thing is he's never listened to a podcast we've done. I know this.
I thought you were going to say like period ever in his life.
Oh, probably also that. Because it's just like he doesn't have the attention for that. But he also, I don't think would be able to listen to a podcast of like mine with me on it because I think he would be like embarrassed or like anxious.
Oh, he definitely should not listen to like any of them.
Like I think it's just like it feels too like he would feel vulnerable or like nervous.
Oh, should we like go back and find a really good one that would make him feel upset. Send it to him.
Yeah. We should like take a clip of him listening. I think he just feels like it's too, like, I even think this was stuff I write. He's like nervous reading it. Cause
Really?
I'm like,
it's vulnerable maybe.
and I wonder if he's,
or he doesn't know how to like say the right thing after.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like he's worried that if he doesn't like it, like what would he say? But I think it's also like,
you say you like it, Colin.
I don't know if it's that.
I'm just kidding.
Also, I think there's lots of stuff he wouldn't like, and that's totally fine. He's not really our target demographic. But
he would probably be someone that we would
could bring him on for a cookie episode.
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't think he would do it, is the thing. We could try though.
You know what? Never say never.
Do you know what? If we couldn't get him, we could get one of his team members to
He's
come.
a professional chef and restaurant owner. I was going to say restaurantrepreneur, but whatever.
Restaurateur.
Thank you.
Okay, but yes, so he owns Tribute. But this is what I think about, which is so crazy. Like the way the universe works in some ways is like I live downtown and this person came into my life, did not live downtown, but within 3 months of us dating, and this had nothing to do with us, like this was arranged before we met, literally moved into the building next to me and opened his restaurant there. So now his restaurant...
I was going to say a 30-second. 1 minute walk.
A 1 minute walk from my home is where his like restaurant is. And like you couldn't have planned that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's so convenient. I live basically 1 minute away. So it's, it finishes...
She's fed well.
At the end of the day. You know what? They closed for a week to have like a break or 4 days. And so they had to get rid of all the food. And I took a bunch of it and froze it all.
Amazing.
So I have so much pasta in my home. It's amazing.
God, I'm coming over.
Yeah, come over. I've been bringing pasta as appetizers for dinner.
That's so nice. Yeah. Just like a little pasta with some salad or something.
And that's like his gift. He's learned from the best pasta makers in the world. So he's very good pasta.
The pasta is delicious. Maybe we'll do a live episode.
You would die. Do you know what? Okay, so the other night I was there at like...
Don't knock it.
No.
Don't say we won't, because we will.
We never with Colin, but we could with Dave. So the other night
we won't even act like we know Colin.
No.
We'll just ignore him.
No, we do it in the day. We wouldn't even tell him. Like,
yeah, we'll just be in there.
He would die. So the other night I was there. We went to the Nelly concert, which was... We should talk about that, because that was an experience.
Spoiler alert, I didn't like it.
Neither did I.
I didn't like you guys were, don't forget what you're going to say, but let's talk about that in a second. We'll get to Nelly in a second.
So anyways, after the Nelly concert, we went back to Tribute and we're just hanging out near the end of the night, having some drinks. And then Colin, and sort of as the night wound down, we just had a couple of drinks there, like me and one of my girlfriends and one of his friends. But I got Dave, who's the bartender there, to teach me how to make drinks. I'm not drinking really anything at all these days, but I also have no idea how to make cocktails. And I'll tell you what, I would be a very bad bartender, very slow. But anyways, it was very fun.
Maybe like champagne?
To learn how to make cocktails. And I feel like we could do an episode being taught how to make cocktails.
Let's do it.
Because I've never worked in a restaurant or a bar.
Me either.
So I love spending time there because it's such a different world.
I think I would have been, not necessarily the cooking part or the cocktail making part, but I think I would be really good at working in a restaurant.
I think you would be a great server.
Because I think, this is my theory, that there are so many terrible, not a tribute, but terrible wait staff and servers, I don't know what you call them, like generally.
Serving team.
And I'm like, some of them, if they're just too young or they've never owned a own home, they don't really understand. I think like,
or if they've never been to nice restaurants.
Yeah, and they've never been like properly taught and like managed. Because sometimes I think like, is someone not like, do you not
trained you?
Yeah, but I just think instinctively when you're walking and you're checking, like, someone might need something or check on it. And some people are literally like oblivious. I don't think they're doing it intentionally.
Yeah, you talk.
But I would be on it. Like, I think people would say like, take it down a notch. But anyways, so they're hiring. I can't do the late nights though, so I don't think it's gonna work.
They're not hiring right now. I know, and I'm dying with the late guys. I was living my best life.
Shook.
At 6 a.m. getting up, going to bed between 10 and 11 every night. Mm-hmm. I'm not okay right now.
Yeah, just add 3 more hours to that on each end.
I haven't even gotten up before. Today was the first day I got up before 9 a.m. and it kills me. It's killing me. And I don't know what to do about it. If anyone has any tips on how to adjust to a late night schedule, please. Because part of it is I don't actually know.
Because they basically live together.
Yeah, well, I mean, he gets
Well, you spend a lot of time. Yeah, exactly. It's not like you guys.
If he doesn't come over, I don't see him.
Right. Because he's busy.
Because he's working all day. Mm-hmm. And, like, But what I don't know is if I'm struggling with the late nights because like mentally I've made a rule that I hate getting up late. Like I'm like losing the day, or if because like physically my body's not getting enough sleep and I'm not
Right.
okay. I think
Probably, I was just going to say, probably like a mix of both. But
if anyone has tips, okay, tell me.
If you just have to learn how to survive on less sleep.
I don't like it.
If you ever want to become a mother, this will prepare you.
I know, but like
greatly.
to me, there's purpose there. This is like this.
Yeah,
is like,
but enjoy it. Enjoy what you can.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying.
See,
the ride.
you know
It's
what?
a roller
Summer,
coaster.
a new season might. I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. I don't know how to help you. You might need therapy. I don't know.
If anyone has tips.
Okay, we also. I'm just looking at myself.
yeah.
We have not mentioned that we have not recorded in a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I had microneedling done yesterday. So I'm like, I look hideous. And
Okay. You don't look, but wait. But why did we choose today? Is the
I have
funny
no
thing.
idea. So quick story. I knew that Carrie, who is at Bedford Skin Clinic, who was at Vibe before, where Sarah and I did some stuff with them, but we knew we both had appointments with Carrie at the same day because you talked about coming out here. Yeah, which was yesterday. And before I left, like Carrie and I were chit-chatting. I was buying a product, so I was taking my time, and I was like, I think Sarah said her appointment's at 2, and it's like 5 to 2. She's going to be here any minute. And I looked at your location, but you were still like on the Bedford Highway.
First of all, I appreciate that you were like, it's 5 to 2. She'll be here any second. That's really nice of you.
I know.
We know that's not true.
No.
Keep going.
But I looked at your location. You were still like 5 minutes away. So I was like, I'll just go down and I'll probably run into her in the parking lot. I'll see her pull in. Well, the stars have aligned at this moment because I go in the elevator, which I don't even know why, because I took the stairs on the way up.
I didn't even know there were stairs.
I know. And I was like, went in the elevator. And then I also thought, I hope I don't see anyone because my face looks chemically burned. It was not. It's very well done and safe, but it looks insane and painful. I opened the elevator. It was like out of a movie, and you were about to walk in. Like it just happened to be you. And
I was standing waiting
it was like
for the
Sarah
slow
saw
elevator.
a ghost.
The look on my face.
Or like your ex-boyfriend you hate or something.
I had to call you after because I felt so bad.
I was
The
not
look
offended.
on my face first of all, I was like, this elevator is slow, and I was like waiting for
It's
the door
because
to
it was
open.
making this happen for us to see each other.
Yes, and I was late, obviously. And then the door opened slowly, and Ashley's there, but her face was like all
Really
red.
red. Like I just finished.
I felt so bad. Like I literally was in shock. I was just like,
Yeah.
like it took
She
me
was.
15 seconds for the excitement to see you to kick in. I was like confused, shocked, late.
Yeah.
But then I was so happy to see you.
I know. It was really funny. And that made me just think of something I heard on Giggly Squad, which is a thing on TikTok apparently that there's like a burnt toast method. Have you heard about this?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like, you know, when you like burn something or you spill something or something happens and you're like, fuck, like why did that happen? I'm late. But apparently this is what the TikTok verse is saying, that's like the universe telling you like you're
Slow
missing
down.
something bad happening. Like you could have just been hit by a car or like got in an accident.
I mean, like, why am I laughing? Of course I believe things like this. I believe
I
in
know,
divine timing.
but I think it helps
Why am I
like
laughing?
flip my mindset around when that
narrative,
happens and I'm like, oh, there's a reason this is happening. I thought you would appreciate
Yeah,
that. And that made me just think of the slow elevator. It's like we were meant that the moment was meant for us to align.
I was so happy because I thought there was no way we would see each other. I was like, oh, she'll be long gone.
Carrie we got started late, like no fault to her. Like the batteries weren't working on the thing and she had to go do something. And like, I didn't really care. I was just laying there like chilling, but I thought there's a chance.
We got started late. All fault on me.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad. That was such a nice serendipitous moment. I love that. And it's all like, it's so nice. Just like,
And we're here again
we don't
today.
get the surprise run-ins as much
No.
anymore. So it
So
wasn't
I'm like
really
a suburban.
it was
bitch.
nice running out here today. Okay, wait. So
Nelly.
I love the burnt toast method.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing that.
Good.
Tell me about your Nelly concert.
So I
experience.
just want to start by saying that we are in a gals chat with, is there 12 of us, 10 of us?
Yeah, there's 12 of us. I think.
And
it's a lot. But good.
there's always like, if there's events or there's things happening, like someone arranges it, like someone throws it out and then like they're arranging it. So I remember when someone posted about Nelly and people jumping in saying they wanted tickets. And my initial reaction was like, not going. Like, I don't want to go. How much are the tickets?
Crazy. Yeah. Okay. So I was with.
They're
you
like
on
60.
that.
I didn't end up paying for a ticket, but I wouldn't have paid like $150.
Which, let me tell you,
You did pay?
No,
Oh.
but I think it's a mistake. So keep going. You tell your...
Okay, no, and I just remember thinking like, I'm not going to be hyped up enough to like be in that show. Like and I was like, no.
Okay, so I felt so differently about
I know.
this because
I
was
knew.
hyped.
I knew what was coming. I went to Snoop Dogg before and I was like,
Well, so when the message got posted, I was like, oh my God, Ja Rule, Nelly, I'm like other guests, I'm in. It's like so excited. And then I went online and like the tickets were like $250 for decent tickets. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to pay $250. That's crazy.
Yeah. At the Metro Center.
At the Metro.
And the sound was terrible.
Well, so also it turned out to be the lowest budget
production. And
so I was kind of, so when we get to the show, I'm kind of pissed because, so we bought the cheap seats. First of all, this is how this went down. I didn't want to pay $250.
Did you guys all sit together?
Yeah, but one of the girls took to buying for us, who was a new buyer. So
we're not going to blame anyone.
We're not going to blame anyone, but I'll say in the group chat, this is how it works. The girls are like, yeah, we're in, and then someone does the buying. What I'll say is our friend Erica, who bought our Taylor Swift tickets, is an excellent buyer. First of all, somehow she was able to get like 5 Taylor Swift concert ticket access. So she's
together. I mean, I got the access.
You got the access.
Oh yeah, she logged in.
But she did it for other shows too.
She's good at it.
She just has this like magic ticket buying gift.
They know she loves Taylor Swift. It just happens.
And she's good with like figuring out the right amount to spend on the concert, right? So
for the guests, like Taylor Swift, we were spending more good seats.
And so even for Nelly, what I would say is, so the girl who ended up buying, who we love, she did a good job.
Will remain nameless.
Because we're all like, we're not spending $250. She was like, all right, let's just get the cheapest tickets. So we got like upper bowl tickets that were like $70. Not realizing that for $12 more, we could have just got like semi-obstructed lower bowl tickets, which would have been like, I would have paid $100. I didn't want to pay $250, but I
would not have paid $100.
Definitely would have paid $100. Just in my nostalgia before I went.
Right.
So when we got there, we discovered it was the lowest budget concert. It basically was just a money grab, which was disappointing because I was going for nostalgia, for like the fun. But like they didn't even have a live video feed of the artists. So you couldn't see them on the screen. And in the upper bowl, you couldn't even see the stage and there was no video screens turned on. So you couldn't see anything.
No. And they're like still a tiny human in not a huge venue, but they're still like a tiny person on a stage.
Well,
so you want to see.
We could only see their knees to feet.
So I went in my friend or our friend's box for work.
Yeah.
And we were on like one of the higher sky boxes on the side. Which as soon as it started, I was like, great. There's like 3 massive speakers, right? And I'm like, okay, I would have been pissed if I paid, like she invited us for these and this is what I got. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just wasn't feeling that great as well that day. And I liked it, but I feel like you have to be partying when you are, no?
Well, no, keep going.
Like I want to, like if you are into that and like that's your vibe and you want to just like relive the early 2000s, it's like you need to have a little buzz on and just be ready to go.
So maybe.
I just didn't like it.
But what I would say, what my takeaway was.
I'd give it a 1 out of 10.
My take is that what I really wanted was a Ja Rule concert.
Yeah.
Or like a Ja Rule and Ashanti.
His set was almost nicer than Nelly's.
His set was so good. But also when I was dying, like, I'm pretty sure he was using a Spotify playlist to line up the songs and he kept skipping the songs. Like I've never been to such a low budget.
So I have to say the funniest thing was because we were up so high in the box, we could see like the little bit behind like where their DJ was.
Yeah.
And at one point I looked at my friend's boyfriend and I was like, what are they doing? They wheeled out a cot. Like I saw a cot. And I think Bob was like, are they so old that like this is where they're gonna nest? And then I saw some of the people that worked there in production or the crew make up the cot with like a bed. I'm like, this is so, and it was like a cot. It was folded and they opened it. It was a cot. And then I saw them put like a black sheet on it. Then minutes later, as they're prepping after, it was for Ja Rule. So after the DJ, they wheeled it out on the side of the stage. Because you remember when it started and he like got up out of the bed?
Oh, I couldn't see that.
That's what it was for. As soon as I saw that, I thought, this isn't good.
Well,
this is bad. This isn't good.
It's so funny because the last concert we went to was Taylor Swift, which was like the most
Yeah, like
high
the most
budget,
world-renowned tour.
you know, a countdown starts on time. The performance does not stop. There was a 45-minute break between Ja Rule and Nelly, which
That was
nothing
strange,
happened.
yeah.
And then the set was so low budget. This cot, there was like the velvet ropes to pretend that it was a lineup for the club, and
like
that
a
was
VIP
basically
section.
The set.
I
for
was
the show.
disappointed. Like I actually was. I was just like, I wanted to leave. We left early. I just didn't want to be there.
A lot of weed, a lot of vapes. Once the subwoofer started, I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Not the show for
Well,
me.
someone else that was in the box said that the last time they were there for a concert, the sound was really terrible. So I feel like the Metro Center or whatever it's called, Scotiabank Center, needs to do better with that. I don't know.
Like, I thought when we were there for Shania, it was good.
I don't know. We were on the floor, so maybe it's different depending on like where you
Yeah.
are and the echoes. Anyways,
But we're not gonna fault the Scotiabank Center because I think this group bought the lowest budget AV package possible. So I think even if there were more speakers, they weren't being turned on.
yeah, I don't know. I think that someone that day I ran into and I said that we were going loves them and just said like, where do you think they're staying? And I was like, I don't know, the Muir. And she's like, no, I think this is their farewell tour. They're probably saving money and staying like, who knows, probably at the Westin.
I think it was a cash grab. Yeah, they definitely were not staying at
But like,
the Muir.
wouldn't you think that if you did better and maybe they
Yes.
don't want to do it, that like you could come back next year in a couple of years and do it again?
Or actually be able to charge, like create the value for those tickets. Yeah, I was pissed. Like I was left being like, I'm never going to another show.
I have a really weird thing with concerts and stuff like that. I don't know. Like sometimes I'm 50-50. I don't know if I love that. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
I don't love them.
yeah, I don't love them either. We said it.
I've come to that conclusion.
Don't come after us, concert community.
I know people love concerts.
kidding.
I did like Shania, but I think what I actually like for a concert is I want a summer outdoor concert
Yeah.
where I can move and dance around. I don't love being inside in a concert. And also, let me be clear, I only want that if it's nice out. If it's like raining,
But also, like, if
uninterested.
we went to the one in Moncton a couple summers ago, and I'm like, I want to be sitting. Like, I want to.
Yeah.
I think if we went, maybe, like, if I went to Vegas, I saw Shania there when she did residency, and you go, and it's such like a performance, and they're there, and it's like, I don't know.
Do you know what? I don't think I'm a concert person.
No, I don't either. I don't like shows either. Okay, we're getting real. I am who I am.
No, I think it's a thing because I always think I'll enjoy. Like, okay, even Taylor Swift, who I love her music, but like the day of, we talked about this. If somebody come up to us and been like, "Here, I'll give you a couple grand for your ticket," even if it was like,
Yeah, we
an
would have
extra
ordered room
$1,000.
service and like watched her documentary, which was basically.
And I would have been okay, not in a bad way. Like I had a great time.
No, I'm with you.
But it's not like
It's not your favorite experience.
it's not like a life-changing experience for
No.
me.
Yeah.
Like for me, the best version of a concert is outside in the sun in the day.
I did
it
see
being
my
dancing.
favorite concert I've ever seen. I don't think there'll ever be one that was this magical. I'm not getting choked up. I just have like a little tickle.
It's an emotional.
Was Jay-Z and Beyonce
Yes.
at Gillette Stadium.
Is that in Boston?
It's in Boston. It's outside Boston. And it's, I mean, the Patriots, it's like football is obviously huge.
Yeah.
That it's almost its own little village out there.
Right.
It's got like the strip mall with all the restaurants and shops, and it's like kind of in the middle of nowhere, and like it's a bitch to get in and out of because the traffic's insane.
Really?
Yeah, because you're like off the highway somewhere. But it was a magical, I forget if it was July or August, it was in the summer, and it was a perfect evening
Yes.
under and like the stadium is insane, and we had amazing seats. It was just phenomenal.
Well, so what I love about that is if it's nice, they'll open up the roof and then you're
It
like
was
outside.
it was open, like we were just under the sky, and I think I had a black dress on. I can remember. I don't even think I had a sweater or brought a sweater with me. Like it was just a warm, beautiful night. So like, yeah, okay.
Summer nights.
They have to be top tier. Taylor Swift, Jay-Z, or Beyonce outside.
Oh yeah, I'm not
Warm
going to
weather.
any more of these cash grab tours.
No,
that was not for me.
No, I know. I'm with you.
But I did agree to go to a Vance Joy concert this summer.
Yeah,
We'll
I did.
see.
Should we talk about your hair? Okay, we're just laughing because my face looks like this. My hair is dirty, and you look like you just got a blowout.
Okay, my hair's 4 days old. Let me tell you. So while I was in I'm actually like writing a blog post about this
Amazing.
right now. But while I was on my ski trip in February with my sister, we went to Italy to go skiing, which honestly, dream trip.
Right.
I'm going ski trips every winter
Italy.
now. But Jenny is, the queen of, she knows all the tricks.
She's
for
got
looking
the beauty
fabulous.
hacks.
And so she brought these overnight blowout kits, and she brought an extra one for me. And it's essentially these like soft, velvety, plush rods. And you put your hair in like a top knot bun. You can do 2, but Colin hates it when I do 2. It scares him.
Is this 1 or 2?
So I just do 1 every night. I sleep with my
The
hair.
whole from the front to the back?
Yeah. You just like tip your head over like this, and you like roll the rod up around it. And then it like creates, it actually looks okay.
Okay, but
It looks cute.
I've done it, and yours and Jenny's, when you guys were away, looked very like tight. There's not like wisps everywhere, and then you put your little silk.
I don't
hat
sleep
on.
with the silk cap.
Okay.
That's like luxury level.
That like looks like it looks okay. But when I
Yes.
did it, so I rolled it up. I did 2, so I divided it, and then you can do the lower part. But mine wouldn't like stay down. It kept like flipping up, and I did
you
get them
roll
on
it under?
I don't know.
Okay,
we're
we're gonna do a
show
tutorial
you.
after.
But I did get them on Amazon, so I'm like, maybe they're just shitty.
Okay, let's try it with yours after and see. Because this, I have to tell you, so I style my hair once and I curl it, and then I just put this in every night to sleep in. And it doesn't, like before when I've used rollers, they're on different parts of your head, and so you don't get a good sleep. This is on the top of my head.
So it doesn't bother
So
you.
it doesn't bother me. And I sleep all night perfectly fine. And then when I take my hair down in the morning, it's like voluminous. And as you gals know, I'm not wearing a lot of makeup and stuff. So it like, I feel very put together.
She's like low maintenance but high maintenance at the same time.
That's very much my thing. I'm getting my eyebrows tattooed on. I'm putting my hair in a roller every night. But then I can be low maintenance when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah. No, there's nothing better than when your hair is like done.
Oh my God. This is day 4.
That's amazing. But you're refreshing it. It's not like staying.
No, I don't touch
No, but I mean like you put it in
I
each
put
night.
the roller in each night, but I haven't used a hot tool since 4 days.
Right.
So I styled my hair once, and then that's it.
The thing about when I did it, I looked crazy. But I did do it one other time because I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I did just put it in while I was doing something. It might have been in for a half hour. And it did, when I took it out, it did have like a little bit of like a lift.
A refresh. So
Yeah.
if I know I'm going out for dinner, and it's like a Friday and I'm working in the afternoon, or I'm just home, I'll put it in for like an hour or 2 before. And it gives it, it's so nice. Anyways, I'm obsessed.
No, it's good. I just need to figure it out because
We're going to do a little tutorial
it wasn't
after.
comfortable because it kept trying to lift.
No.
No.
We're going to figure this out after.
It needs, I don't know. Because
We're going to record a separate tutorial.
Okay.
So that others can know.
I can't wait.
But I wonder if I want to see it, because I wonder if there's a difference between the Amazon ones and the overnight blowout brand, because it's kind of expensive. I think it's like 70 USD.
That was my thing with when you sent me the link and then I saw it on social media as well. I thought I'll just order the $15 ones on Amazon and see if it works, and maybe they're shitty. You can be the judge and tell me.
Yeah, I'll tell you, because if they are shitty, it's worth getting I'm obsessed. Like, I use it every night. Okay. And if Colin's not around, I'll put both of them in because it gives your bangs like an extra zhuzh. But even if
Your
you just
bangs are zhuzhed, I feel like.
if you just do one, it's good. We're on the hair journey, hair recovery.
And summer's coming. We want to be low maintenance. Yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing this summer.
I feel like I've been looking for. I mean, last time Sarah did put like a little bit of a reddish vibe, but I feel like I'm going through like an identity crisis. As I say this with my red face.
Light conversation. Okay, tell me.
I just feel like sometimes don't you get like bored and you're like, I
Yeah.
want to do something different. I don't know.
Oh, but not in the way that you're gonna not in the way that I'm gonna chop my hair
No.
off or something.
Well, I did think about it. But
I
I think
know
that's
you
a
did.
terrible idea because I did get a few inches. It used to be like
It was
past
so
my boob,
long.
and I got a few inches cut off, and I feel like this is too short. So, no.
I gotta talk like the new mom hair hormones are like
Crazy.
a
I would go
dream.
like, but then I would go like this and just lose. I've lost half of my hair, I swear.
Maybe in thickness,
crazy.
but in length, like it grows like a weed, and your hair's never been so long. Like you did just chop it off, but I think it looks great at this length.
Yeah, so here we are. But yeah, I feel like sometimes you just want to switch it up. But I'm not that girl. I'm not that brave like some people. My sister-in-law, both of them, but especially one of them, she hasn't in a while, but like crazy things to her hair. She'll just like cut it, do different colors. And I'm scared to do that.
A level of bravery that I don't have.
I know. Sometimes I want to get more of like a little curtain
bang.
Like,
I think you know, look cute with a curtain
more
bang.
like here, but I'd love a slick back. So
Here's what I think you should do. You can order.
Do you want to get scissors?
Okay, I 100% think we should not do that.
No.
Like, absolutely. I'm putting my foot down.
I know.
No, what I was going to say is you should get the clip-on curtain bangs from Amazon for $15 and see if you like it.
Okay.
And test it out.
Don't just dive in and do it.
No, don't cut your bangs like on your own. But okay, what else are you craving in this identity crisis? What else?
I feel we kind of talked about this at our coffee. Like, just I don't know, you just feel different year to year, and especially becoming a mom and just getting older. I don't know, there's things that I just like don't care about anymore, or don't want them to affect me, where before maybe they would bother me, and I don't know.
That's fair.
It's hard to explain.
I think I feel it more in like, what do I want right now? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And like, what do I want to create in the next few years?
And I find it's interesting. I think it was in the subtle art of not giving a fuck. Is that what it's called?
I never read that.
I never read all of it. I read like
it was very
20 pages probably, but I got the gist. There's nothing like saying you don't give a fuck by just not reading it.
Setting yourself free.
But part of it, which I agreed with, and then it almost made me feel uncomfortable, was like people, when we put a lot of emphasis on, and I do, like things you may want, or things like you aspire to do or be, whatever, it puts more pressure because I'm like this on yourself, because you're like, I'm not there. I'm not, you know what I mean? And like, how do I get there? So I find it's like a slippery slope sometimes.
Is every action moving me forward? Yeah. I know. I think about
or you like fester on like what is not and what you want. You're like, how do I get to the other side?
Yeah.
I know, like, enjoying the ride, whatever. But it's hard to rationalize with sometimes when your brain, I have such an overactive brain and like a bit of anxiety that comes and goes. And I find sometimes it just, I don't know, it's hard to stay motivated and positive. Yeah.
Trust the process. Yeah. You know, it's, I feel that, I felt it lately because I'm like, okay, I want like a family and I want these things, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm like, bless poor Colin. I like pick at him because I'm like, is this the person that I want to do this with? Yeah. You know what I mean? You think about these things. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like prodding him a lot to be like, in ways that I'm like, what is even the point of this? Like,
but you just want probably like clarity.
I'm trying to answer some sort of questions that are inside me. I don't know. Anyways, but I think and it's annoying, and like I'm annoyed with myself when I see myself doing it. And where I've been trying to land is more of like, okay, well, how do I feel in that scenario? Like in what I want, and try to get more into like the essence of like, okay, this is how it'll feel in my body. And then trust that there's moments in my life where I feel like that, and lean into those moments more. That's how I've been thinking about it. I don't know that that's helpful.
I know, but and then it's like we're all human, and sometimes you just need to get something out or need an answer.
And also, I don't necessarily know what I want. Like, I think I have a version, but it's not necessarily.
I don't know what I want sometimes.
Yeah, well,
don't you think that's a beautiful thing about being a female? And in this like 2025 is like we at least have the freedom and the choice. Like, I'm not getting like political, but I just mean like as like creators, entrepreneurs, like we're very similar in that way, just to like at least reflect. Like, I feel my mom wouldn't think about stuff that way. You know what I mean? Other generations, you kind of just had that blueprint or whatever path was paved. You just did it. It was good. It was safe. It made sense. And now kind of like, no.
Unlimited paths. But I think it brings those question marks of like comfort. Too, right? Like, because there isn't a path. Like,
what's happening? I feel like there's something happening.
Also, this is a big theme, and like, hold the crystals that we took out.
I should charge them.
This is a big theme in. I don't even know if it's like what's happening astrologically.
Maybe,
but it's sort of like where the world is moving right now, and you can see this grounded in a few ways if you think about technology, like with AI. It's almost like how we are living and doing things right now, it's going to be so different in a really short period of time.
Yeah.
And so even when it comes to what we want, it's almost like we can't perceive what we actually want or could, because we just don't even know what's available to us as opportunities.
So much that just can change overnight.
Which is why I'm like, let's get more into the essence of how I want to feel and just like trust that the right things are going to show up for me.
That's right.
We'll see.
I've just been feeling, now that we're talking about this, I can feel the anxiousness. Sometimes it just like happens, and like I don't, not for any particular reason. And again, it could just be like a bunch of things, energy. I don't know. Anyways, we're a work in progress.
We are definitely a work in progress. I think that's, well, you're going through a lot of, you guys are going to find a new home. You're like, you know what I mean?
Maybe,
there's a lot,
if it ever.
You're building a home.
I'm just kidding.
But you have a lot of like patience projects happening right now.
You know what? That's funny you should say that, because I started going to a new therapist, and she kind of was, like talking about all the different things that are going on, and like exciting things, but stressful things. That could be part of it, that it's just a lot of things that are happening, and they're not happening yet, but they're going to. As you know, in doing any project, a lot of planning and things go into place, and sometimes it's anxious. Like, yeah, there's a bit of anxiety that comes with that.
You want to see the results and like the things moving forward, and it's.
I'm impulsive. I've realized I'm very impulsive when I want to do something.
Well, I'm glad I'm here to keep you from cutting your bangs right now.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I think I would start with like a more frame. I mean, I do have some now. I think this is a curtain bang for me.
Oh my God. It's down past your chin.
I know.
No, I don't want to diminish what you're talking about, because I think those are very real things. I don't know.
That's why we're here. This is our therapy.
Sometimes we just share.
This is our sharing.
And it feels, but I want you to feel less anxious.
I know, me too.
Anxious. My identity.
I need like some beta blockers or something. Should I start taking some meds?
I don't know what beta blockers are. Oh yes, okay, they're like the SSRIs or something.
I think so.
Okay. I mean,
I think it just,
I go to Reiki.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I should do that. Like, isn't when you, I mean, I'm not a medical expert and I don't claim to be. But when you get even like an epidural, like, you know how that, it shuts off part of your brain. Like, you don't have to like pee and stuff.
Well, as somebody who hasn't had a baby and has never had an epidural,
it's strange.
I'm unfamiliar.
But I think that's kind of like what beta blockers do too. Like for like anxiety or depression, it's
it like shuts off the experience.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I'm just gonna be like, that makes
Erica,
sense. As if
you're listening, do you know anything
as
about
if
this?
I know. I don't know.
Makes sense in my mind. Okay, so we are entering the warmer weather. We're gonna get golfing soon.
Oh. I didn't even think about that. I'm so into skiing right now.
Oh, okay.
That I know.
You haven't like shut that off yet.
Well, I think I just like, all I want to do, I was so upset when I got back from skiing that all the ski hills here closed early.
All I can think about is, all I want to do is win.
All I want to do is ski. But yeah, I'll enjoy golf. Okay. And I'll just count my days.
Let's just pump the brakes on golf.
Till I can go skiing.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about like the grass is starting to get greener, and you can just feel like we are on, getting there.
I know. Well, I'm booking a trip, so I don't know when I'm going to start golfing, right? If it's going to be before I come.
We're not
back.
golfing.
No, we are golfing. When are you going? Should I come?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
I know.
I had it as a note. Because I thought we should start golfing.
I didn't do golf lessons last summer. It wasn't, I wanted to, and my golf coach was so busy he wouldn't fit me in. And then I just kind of got out of it.
Let's just go to the driving range. No, it is fun. It is nice. I feel like it will be nice. We've done it a few times going to Indian Lake.
I love it there.
And just doing like a late afternoon, 9 holes, grab a little bite to eat, and that's like a nice little week.
Well, you've convinced me.
We'll start that in like June.
I'm going to do my golf lessons. Yeah, but I think we could start in May. Mm-hmm. It's like, I think I start too late every year. And if I started in May, maybe this is the beginning. I'm going to book my golf lessons. Sign me up.
We are prepared. Watch out.
Last year I didn't golf until the end of summer because I was gone until like mid-July. I was away. And so I didn't really start until August. And then I got in sometimes you just get in a weird rhythm and my game was off. And then I just lost all patience. I was like, I hate this.
It's like sometimes if you don't golf, you're really good for
Yeah.
no reason. You're not thinking about it. And then sometimes when you golf all the time, you're fucking terrible.
And I couldn't get in to see my golf instructor. And then I was just like, I hate this. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm out for the season.
I quit a lot. There's times when I just hate it.
Okay, but
maybe
we're
this
going to
year
start
is our
in May.
year. Yeah.
All right, I just really did a quick 180 on that. Uninterested in golf too. Let's start in 3 weeks. Not May 1st.
I'm trying to prime you to get.
Okay.
No,
I'm in.
we'll start sooner than later and just have a little fun with it.
It's a good way to be outside all summer. I do like it.
Yeah.
Should we bring Cash with us? Would he come?
I've actually thought about that because we love to golf down where our cottages are, like our families. And of course I can leave him with my mom, but I think he's at the age now where he would just love being on the golf cart.
I think you could get him like a baby golf set. I think your
Oh
dad
yeah,
first
we
of all.
have one.
Oh yeah. Okay. So not
Yeah,
shocked.
we have one, like an actual, it's not plastic, it's real metal. He got for Easter a baseball T-ball kind of stand like that. I think it's, I don't know, Playtex, whatever it is. And he put the ball on it, and they're big white balls, but they're pretty hard. They're hollow. And he took the baseball bat and like whacked it. So I think he'll figure it out.
Yeah, he's an athlete. And I think if you start teaching him golf now, he'll be a little pro by the time he's like 7.
But they just, like, toddlers do what they do. And like Brooks Kepka or Kepna, how do you say his last name?
Do you think I know who you're talking
Okay,
about?
he's a golfer. He's kind of like Jeff's doppelganger, actually.
Oh.
Anyways, Brooks, the professional at the Masters, they do this thing with like their families and kids.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the day before. And he has the little toddler, and they were trying to get the toddler, I saw this on social media, to put the ball in the hole, and he wouldn't. He threw himself on the ground in front of like all the audience, all the spectators, the media, and just like had a meltdown. And I thought, yeah, that just about sums it up. Kepna?
Yeah, he looks a little like Jeff, but
With the hat on.
Yeah, with the hat on, a little. But I think what's his face, the hockey guy.
Oh, Malkin.
Malkin looks way more
A little
like
more,
Jeff.
yeah. I could, yeah.
But yes, if we're gonna pick a golfer that resembles Jeff, sure.
Yeah.
I'll give him this. But like, good looking guy. But like,
anyway, so we'll see. We'll see if he can follow the rules on the course.
he doesn't have to.
Also, do with my dad. Yeah,
It's not like we follow the rules on the golf.
that's true. Yeah. Do you ever run into, let's say, an ex or like people you knew from your past? That could be friends, teachers, and like avoid talking to them?
Oh yeah, sometimes I feel bad.
This happened to me recently.
Tell me.
It's happened before with this person, someone from high school that I was like good friends with. We were neighbors, and she acts like all of our friends from high school, like we don't exist anymore. It's very strange. Nothing has happened. No one has done anything. There's not been like a thing. But I saw her the other day, and I walked in, and it was one of those moments where we like looked at each other. She was in the same store. I was going upstairs, and I just was like, hi, and kept walking because it's so awkward. And I thought, like, is this normal? Like, does this happen?
Oh, not in that. Like, so you're nice.
But you know how people like look at you and you know they see you?
Yeah.
Like in any situation, it could be at a restaurant, and they look at you and you're about to be like, in your mind, are we saying hi? What are we doing here? Yeah. And then the person just like either looks the other way, or you feel them not make eye contact.
Purposely.
Why? I'm not like that. I want to talk to everyone.
You greet everyone because you're nice. Sometimes, like, so I normally love to greet everyone because I am pretty outgoing. But sometimes if I'm just like drained or not in emotional capacity, I'll see someone and I'm pretty sure they don't see me. Like, it's not like we're making eye contact, and I'll just be like, I'm just not in the mood to have the conversation right now, and I'll just like turn the other way and be like, if I'm in the grocery store and like just take another
keep
aisle.
Doing what you're doing,
yeah, and pretend I don't see them. But if we've made eye contact,
and
I would
it's just
never be like,
and it's just like a coincidental, run it, like you can't avoid it.
I would never avoid it if
like you wouldn't look at someone and then turn and keep going.
No, I would never do that.
It happened to me at the grocery store. Do people not like me?
No, people love you. You're such a delight. Honestly, even what I just expressed.
And I don't want to have the big
sometimes
combo. Like I just want to say like, hey, how are you? And we can keep with our grocery carts walking past each other. Like I'm not looking to have a big catch up.
I know, but see, like, so sometimes I'm even like, I'm just not in the mood, and I'll like dodge it. But you wouldn't even do that. No. You would always have the hello.
I would say like 95% of the time. Like if I'm not in the mood, I know what you're saying. And it's someone I really don't want to talk to.
Yeah.
But someone you grew up with and were like good friends with, it's just like weird. It's happened a few times. And I was like, bitch, I'm not giving you the time. So I looked right at her and I was like, hi. And went up to my appointment.
I love you. Yeah. You're so, no, don't feel bad. Especially if she's done this to you several times.
And I told my friend Stacy, who is like my childhood best friend, that I saw this person, and she's like, don't you think it's so weird? Like they were not like that, blah, blah, blah. But that was 20 years ago that we were friends, 20 plus years ago when we considered being friends in like elementary, high school. So I just think people change and people get weird.
Or sometimes it's like you haven't talked in so long that they're uncomfortable. Like sometimes people are uncomfortable with like, how do we end up here where we don't talk? And then they just like avoid and shut down.
Yeah. I don't know. You can just say like a hello when I gotta go. I don't know. Like, you know, I don't want to be like, how are your parents? I don't have time for that. And nor do I care.
See, but then sometimes when I'm home in Grand Falls, like I'm in the opposite mood where I'll head to the grocery store.
Yeah, because you want to see.
Who am I going to run into? And I'm like looking for people.
That happened to me in the fall. I was in the Valley in Middleton, where I'm from.
Yeah.
And my friend Erin and I were meeting up. We were going to surprise my friend Stacy, who got inducted into the Sports Wall of Fame at our museum. Sarah's very familiar with this.
I love Middleton for engagement.
And Erin and I met. We parked in the Savvy parking lot, which is like the staple grocery store. It might be called something else now. I don't know. Independent.
Yeah, the Independent.
And we both parked and we're like, yes, like let's go in this grocery store. We needed to grab a few things, but we just wanted to like go in the liquor store and be like, what's happening? And have a laugh. But I don't know. Some people obviously aren't in the mood.
Yeah, I like the blast from the past. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I will, if I'm like just tired or something, I'll do the pretend I don't exist.
Okay.
But it's rare. But I wouldn't.
So I guess when I run into people, I shouldn't be offended that they could just be.
Well, no, if they make eye contact and then avoid you, that's weird.
Or you can feel like you're looking at the person because you see them and you're like waiting and you're like, I can tell you're not looking at me.
I had this experience yesterday where I tried to greet someone when we were in the Bedford Skin Clinic.
Oh,
when I
someone
like,
you
knew
knew
the person was checking out, but at first I didn't recognize them.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, this is where I know this person from.
Can you tell me after?
And I went, and I went to say hi to them after, and they just looked at me and turned, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's weird if you said hi.
It was the awkward moment, but I also, on the flip of it, there's also this guy who I always see. I don't know his name. I don't know how I know him. And he always has the big, long combo. And
like in your building?
No, just like in the city.
The same person.
The same person.
Okay.
But I'm not sure how I know them.
Maybe he's a fan of the podcast.
Sometimes they'll bring me over and to greet all their friends. And I'm like,
I hate that.
I feel so bad.
You just went blank. You just went blank. Like you don't know who it is.
But now it's been years. And so I can't ask.
Oh my God. I hope it happens.
And Colin and I saw them the other day, and Colin had the big old chat too. And so I was like, who was it? He's like, I don't know.
You know what? I've had that. My dad was in the car business his whole life, and he said, like, you try and make an effort in sales, obviously, or just be a nice, friendly person to remember everyone's name. And he said, sometimes I would forget someone's name. And I can't even think of the line. There's like a line.
He's like, have you met my friend so-and-so?
Oh, I think he'd say like, do you remember Bill? Or like he always says something. I don't know if it's a weird thing. And they're like, yeah. And sometimes when I forget someone's name and Jeff's never met them, I'm like, oh, this is my husband, Jeff. And then they don't say their name. Like you would think that they will introduce
that's
themselves.
The setup. That's the layup. To be like, now you say your name.
This is so funny. I hope that. Should we just go up and down Spring Garden Road in Halifax or the waterfront, just like see who we run into and see if they talk to us?
This is my everyday life.
Yeah, I don't get out much.
Come down.
It's a problem.
We'll go for a walk.
I need to like start being more social.
Okay, I feel that way too, actually.
I just that night I'm like a recluse. Like I just like
a recluse. I guess I am too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit. I think it's the season. I think as spring comes, we'll be outside more.
But I want to get out of bedtime sometimes, like doing bedtime. Jeff and I try and alternate. And then I usually, like the other day, this is like a whole other thing, but he went to vote. I stayed home because Cash was in bed. And I sat here and the sunset's like there. Yeah. So it was so beautiful and so sunny. And I was like, oh my God, it's like not even 8 o'clock. I'm going to get like a water and a snack and I'm going to watch a documentary, which I was watching the Ruby Franke documentary. Have you watched that?
No, I don't even know who this is.
You wouldn't. Psycho.
Oh, I don't want to watch it.
Well, she was a
upsetting.
mom. Mark was talking about it a while ago, and then I've heard about it on different podcasts. But she was a huge mom vlogger.
Okay.
It specifically blew up on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know, like 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And she had like almost 3 million followers, which is a lot on YouTube for like vlogging. She went from making like $2,000 a month to like 8,000 through YouTube, to 100 grand a month they were making at one point. And it was very innocent. They're in Utah. They're in Salt Lake City, I think, in Utah. They're Mormon, religious, but you would actually find it very interesting. It just shows you how like religion and cults and people, how it changed her, because she got involved with this psychologist lady that
I'm reading up on her.
basically brainwashed her. And then they ended up weirdly in like maybe a relationship. It was never like clear, but she had 6 kids, and the 2 eldest are in the documentary because they're over 18. They like concealed the identity of the younger ones, and she just ended up being abusive to them and like making them film. But the thing is, when they seized all the things and did the investigation, they had all this footage of like her treatment of the kids. But the crazy thing is, so she was with this lady who was like her psychologist, also like super religious, culty.
Yeah.
They ended up taking the 2 youngest kids to her house and like locking them up in a basement.
I don't like this.
I know, but because they thought that these 2 kids were possessed from the devil. They thought that, and they were trying to get the devil out of them. That's like what the whole thing is. Anyways, luckily, long story short, only at the end does it get, maybe in the last 20 minutes, does it start to dive, like when she gets arrested, it starts to dive into like, you know, some of the not so nice stuff. But the whole part leading up to that, you're almost mind blown of like this person. She's just like, she's not even that likable. I don't know how she was so like famous. Yeah, and like all the neighbors hated her. Anyway, because all she did was walk around with her camera. But it's so crazy that there are people out there like this. But anyways, I couldn't move. I had to sit in my chair and like finish this documentary of this hateful person. But I think you should watch it.
I'm not watching it.
It's like 3 episodes.
No. I'm already, I don't want to know
But
this.
luckily one of the sons escaped and went to a neighbor. They called the police, and like that's how they got arrested. Yeah. And she's in prison for 30 years.
Okay, well, on my nights out, I don't want to watch that documentary. We'll have active nights out, where we'll move out of.
But the point is, I do need to get up.
I'm actually. Do you know what I'm doing? I didn't even tell you this. I'm having a bunch of energy healers over.
I thought you were going to say a bunch of people over, like, and I wasn't invited.
Oh no, you'd be invited. But I'm having energy healers over for coffee at my house because I want to be. You know, I love the
like
energy
all
healing.
at once.
Yeah.
Why?
To spend time together and as a community.
Oh, like that's nice. Like you're not making them all work on you at once.
No, all of you come to my house and work on me, fix me. No,
was this a sign?
What happened?
I think there was
Thomas
a Rhett email that came through.
That's a concert I would go to.
Outside.
That's a concert. Oh, I
remember we were supposed to go to one and it got canceled because of 2020 shit. Okay, that's fun.
Well, but this
can you send one to my house?
Yeah. This is my craving for communities. I feel like all of my community for like energy healing and like the mystical things I'm into is so virtual. And then I've met with actually this girl, Erin, reached out to me like.
Is she in
4
here?
months ago here in Halifax, and she had listened to my Reconnect and Awaken podcast. Like, and I haven't done that for a full year because I was just like overwhelmed at the time. And she reached out and was like, I really love this. Like, would you ever meet? And it was such a good reminder that I was like, oh, there's people here in Halifax that are like part of this community that I just never met, because my connection to like my spiritual community and kind of the, you know, more mystical things that I love has always been remote, because it's like a lot of people we met through Rival and Queen during COVID and stuff. And so now I'm just like, I want to start I need to see people in person. That's the thing. So I'm going to start.
And maybe it's better if they get to know you too in a different way, when like you do work with them in different ways, that like you'll be more understood.
Well, and also I just kind of want to see like the themes that we're each working on in our lives and that are coming up. It's sort of, anyways, I'm with you on the community thing.
Yeah, no, there's a few things I've been talking to like these mom influencers, and I'm like, should we start like, or just influencer? I hate that term, but like people in general, because someone had posted about feeling like creatively stuck and just exhausted, and I feel like that all the time. And I'm like, you work by yourself, like even you have like a real job, but you work remotely.
You know what I
mean? Like you work by yourself in this type of world, and there's no one to talk to about your blockers. There's no one to just vent to or get ideas from, because when we talk, like having coffee, and now here we are, we get ideas or we see stuff or just getting stuff off our
Unblock.
chest. Yeah. So I feel like we need more of that. We
Full
could
circle
start
moment.
some little
Well, we're definitely having more
because I don't want to
coffees.
join like like I think those
Oh,
are,
yeah,
is that what it is?
yeah.
Entrepreneur or whatever. Like I think that stuff is great. And
Yeah.
that's what it does form is like a bond, a community,
Yeah.
ton of resources. But we need to create our own little circle.
It's a different vibe. Yeah. Like our morning breakfast group. We talked about that. Maybe we'll start a breakfast group.
Okay.
Once a
One other thing I want to say before we wrap up with the podcast is that people ask about this podcast. Yeah. I would say once a week if I see someone.
Really?
Maybe not once a week, but often.
A couple times a month.
Yeah, like my dental hygienist was like, "Do you guys still do your podcast?"
People
Karen was like,
do-
"Do you guys still do your podcast?" I'm like, "No one else is asking about our other shit. People only care for this." But I think that's the beauty of it. And Jeff said that he's like, people see you about here in Halifax, and if they see Sarah or they see you or they see you together, it's like they associate just you guys with one another, which is fun.
I know, and we have, and I think with Rival and Queen, it's like such a cool community of people.
We just bring the high vibes and the fun.
Oh, we love community.
We love it.
It's so funny that that's what we crave. Okay, and we love you guys. This has been so fun.
We're gonna get out. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna work on things, get the vibes going.
Catch us on the waterfront.
Catch us on the waterfront. Yeah, I have little mini mics. We could just venture.
Chat with people. Catch us in tribute.
What did you say at the beginning at the podcast that it's not cool to?
Oh, to go for your dream. Like it's the process of trying to build your dream feels uncool. Like you're doing cringy things. You're like putting yourself out there.
You know what the young kids are saying now is
very
like
cool.
baddie.
Oh, a baddie?
Yeah, like you're a baddie.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Is that Gen Alpha? Is that like the newest one? I
you
can't keep up.
I don't know.
We have to start.
It's because this is why people are like, oh,
I know.
You get old.
My niece
like,
said, take a picture,
caring.
take a selfie, which I did. And they said, like, write my baddies. And I was like, my baddies. But since then, I've seen and heard it probably 5 times on social media. I'm like, oh, this is what people are saying.
It's like your gang.
Yeah. So if you see the baddies out about town, say hello.
We'll take a baddie.
We want to connect with you. We may hold you or hug you or ignore you. Depends on the day.
We're not ignoring. That's
all right,
not
Sarah,
our vibe.
take us
just
home.
Me. Okay, we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. This has been just a blast from the past.
A treat. Who knows what we'll do next or where we'll show up.
Keep your eyes peeled. We love you.